Hello everyone and welcome to According to the Bible. Standing in for Pastor Piri. Hey, I must say today and I hope we go to ufutumele. But the South African rugby team won the World Cup for 2023. Congratulations to you, Boka, for making history, for winning it for the 4th time. And also, we cannot go without saying good luck, best of wishes to the matriculants of 2023, because today is the day that they're starting the matriculant exams. And also, all the best to everyone who's also not even a matriculant, but all the students who are writing exams. We just want to say good luck. And today here in studio, we are sitting with Pastor Phosana Mngqibisi. Baba.
Sawubona, sikhona njani?
Siyaphila baba. Ngicela nje ukuthi usitshele ukuthi what were you going through? I believe Hornoshabile the Boka. What were you going through Hanosheba ili just 1 point? What was going through your mind?
Yo. Wala ngibona khona kahle ukuthi prayer iyasebenza. Ngoba kunisindlula nga1. Ngithuke hayi beno bengithukile kwamampela. Yazini, bengibambe inhliziyo yami ngesandla.
Kanizo.
That's again. Yeah, no, nekishebile and nekibatla gore ke lo isheba le ditšhomo tsaka ka no, you know what? It's ngibe sendlini. Ngoba lelo ngithuwe ngakhona. You can imagine, ne?
No.
First half besi sharp. Second half, you were phezu kwethu labantu.
They were coming.
And we never scored. Phela scoranga second half. Beba phezu kwethu, yabo. Ngisho ngayicini. iTV ngithi yabona la.
Tell me when it's done because I can't. Highly 75 minutes we can't.
Yeah. Yo, mara God is great. Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. But now, as a pastor and a comrade, what does this sport mean to us?
Well, it means, unity. It's about, when sport is something else that brings everybody together.
True.
It's social cohesion. It doesn't matter whether umncane, whether umnyama, whether we China, whether umhlope. It just brings it cuts across the spectrum, it's racial uniting. Spectrum, and it's very, very uniting. When you talk of a true unity, right? The instrument, the best instrument is sport. It's sport. Yeah.
Sure. Before we dive deep into matters, please just introduce yourself to Babu Hedukorna Gomahayeng Horuba Butsor Mang Otwakai.
Well, yeah, ikamalam njengoba soshile emsasazi. Kina Phosana Mngqibisi. I'm a pastor of a church called Disciples of Christ, Isibusiso, Sipeto Mama, Archbishop Umam Kumalo Alexander.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm also a social activist. In the passion of, giving back, to people that I stay with, okay. Underprivileged, especially the youth and women.
Yes.
Because if you want to, there's a say that if you want to empower the nation, empower a woman, not a man. A man, when you empower a man, you empower an individual. So yeah, that's me, honestly, what I do. In a passion, to be amongst people and to work for the people as a servant of the people. Yeah.
Following that quote that you just gave us now, would you say is the reason why you chose the topic here today of women empowerment?
Absolutely, because women lead well.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want a best leader, give me. Akere Sisuti sere me utshwara ka bohala nkere. Mona utshwara eng? Utshwara go kae? Gore o tla etsa sure gore o hlaba kang ka bohala. Yeah, so women are an inspiration. Okay. You see, if you look at evolution and the role that is played by a woman versus a man, abo mama nje ba on top all the time. Will be sitting today last kulubanga ka Jesus Christ if it wasn't for a woman. We wouldn't be sitting here today rubuwe ka Moses if it wasn't for Miriam. So we can go on and on. You see, but you see the best leadership ki muthu wa mosadi.
Okay. So now when it comes to, you mentioned it's something that is obviously not known. It's not known, but it's not popular as in because how ntso utlwa batho ba ntse ba tsamaya ba ntse ba re hey re kgethile mosadi especially bontate ke bona ba ka reng ba ba le doubt ba ba le you know ba na lo tshabanyana o ka e etsa ke eng ntwe?
Well, yeah, patriarchy. But you know, there's a fundamental question normally see answer honestly as a society. Are women leaders or followers? Now, just to bring you closer home, I want to see 60 million. So says the census. You know, yeah, we keep a manage. Of that 60 million, abantu basemzansi, ne?
In the country. Yeah.
Abo mama, you know, they are the majority, over 50% right? You see. But if you look at the country leadership, I'm talking about whether good politics, whether good business, whether Emerson Twin, ne? Or mama followers. Why? When they are the majority. And awubheka amakaya, you know, where there's happiness, right? You see, by the way, a woman, where there's a woman, there's a home. Where there's a man, there's a house. There's a difference between a house and a home. You see, a woman brings, you know, homeliness, right? So, I am of the belief that women are better servants. That is why today, when I chose this topic, I key principles of servant leadership. And, you know, in my own research, I found ukuthi umuntu wesifazane who has all who fulfills principles of being a servant leadership. For instance, you see, abo mama, abeko selfish. Abo mama, they put themselves first. Khorwa go haene, bontate abahotsi. Baya echwaleni bayodla leyo mali and so on and so forth. Umama makaqeda nje uhola uyakai uyekhaya. You see, that is why you see, and you know, they fulfill what the Bible says. You know, if you look at the book of Luke 6 verse 31, you see, where it says, you know, treat everyone the same as you would like to be treated when are yourselves. You see, but you see, empower others. You know, Bomme do empower not only families, but they empower the country. They're not selfish.
They're not.
Banali humility, banali butruna, just kukumeza.
Yeah, as you said, women have humility. We are still discussing women empowerment, but hold it right there after the break. Welcome back. You're still tuned to According to the Bible right here on Soweto TV channel 251, and we are sitting with Pastor Phosana, and we are talking about women in leadership. Now, before the break, Nonso Thalos about the characteristics that are in women that you were saying, Hore, is the reason behind women being such great leaders. Can you just please elaborate further on that?
Yeah, you see, women inspire hope.
Yes.
And you know, I would like to quote from a writer, Keller. You see, who once said, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight with no vision. So it's a very loaded statement, right? Because we see many people, you know, who claim to be leaders. But if you look at whether they have a vision or they are visionaries, they have illusion in most cases. You see. Yeah. So, Kokerekeng ya rona were led by a woman. Yes. Who brings hope, who empowers others, who put others first. You see. So I mean, in general, for me, or broadly, not in general, broadly, abo mama, ne? Yes. That's what they bring. As I've said, emakaya, emalokishin la ihlala khona. Life sevens are corner and so on and so forth. You see, if you are led by a woman emsebenzini, you know, you become ubanale into ukuthi yazi nyo uyakhalela ukubuyela ukuya emsebenzini. You see, uyafuna ukuya emsebenzini. You know, you are encouraged. You see, mara makuba yabona lo baba lo you feel ukuthi because tonight times they are very bossy. But our mama they are humble. And you see, our mama they increase productivity. Right? Mbona la isontweni siphethe omama. We're increasing. Not ngephepha on paper. not ngokukhuluma, but in deeds. You see, and you see, women also enhance collaboration, ubudlelwano. You see, kokereke fellowship. You see, ukuweza wona ukuthiwa kunolwesina labo baba. Hayi ngiyabuza, asengiyabuza nje. Right? Ukhona mhlawumbe ukuyeza wona. Noma uLosithathu ke ungesena, sibanikeza uLosithathu noma iMonday. Right? You see? But if you look at the strength of women coming together, you see, and what it means, the impact that it has on our homes, on even the social cohesion and the unity amakaya nempilo nje. You see, it's very, very, powerful.
I know how Sheba Hamamrutu was being ordained and put in the position that she was in. What kind of backlash did she get? And I can assume it was mainly from men, who were very skeptical.
Well, you see, if you look at the Bible, the Bible, as such, it was written through a patriarchal nature, culture. Okay. If you look at the writers of the Bible, all of them are male. So it tells you the culture that has been there. So bringing it home, closer home, is that obviously, Abu Baba will bring culture one. All of us are married to one man, and that man is Christ. Hence, we are called Christians. We inherited that same name. When you go, when automatically we change the name. So tina ya obane repulsizwe angitsindisiwe savuma ukuthi inkosi nomsindisi. That is why whether wakamdlalose noma wakamnqibisa wakabani bani hayi mase singene lapha there's only one head and Christ. So she has been despised ukuthi umfazi uzositshelana, right? Which is nonsensical, by the way. And by the way, Bible doesn't promote patriarchy. You see, we'll come to that at some stage. It doesn't, you see. Because when God created man and woman, He didn't create only man. He created umuntu wesilisa nowesifazana, angithi lisho kanjalo iBhayibheli uGenesis oqala. Wathi masenze umuntu ngomfanekiso wethu asifuze, ne? Genesis 1. And then Genesis 1 verse 37 besithi waphefumulela umoya wakhe emhlabathini wavela umuntu owesifazane nowesilisa, uyangithola. So equality kahle iqala lapho, uyangithola. Equality is not something kumele manje kube nabo baba and then kuyakhulunywa kuthiwa no women emancipation. It's biblical, right? So nala emasontweni wethu we still have that resistance because abo baba baletha ububona enkonzweni, right? Baletha ukuthi okay ngoba ekhaya mina I'm the head, it's fine. You see, alethe yabona iculture yakhe ukuthi cha thina ngesizulu orona kasisuthu sarona wabona ntate ke etsa so musadi abuwe hayi singokereke isingamudimo hamudimo siyalingana.
So would you say, as you're speaking, is it something that was derived from Paul Hanabua, Musadi should not say anything, must just keep quiet? And while we're still there, how can we be changing that, having that transformation of saying, no, a woman is not to be silenced?
Yeah, you see, again, it's a distortion of the biblical teachings, you see. If you look at, you need to, in Bible, you need to understand it in context and conceptualize it correctly. Because Paul goes to an area, right, you see, under a certain context. And therefore, he had to conceptualize our issues, right? Why asho kanjani? Because at that time, there were many things happening in the name of the church, right? Kunezinto bekazikhuza uPaul ukuthi mazingenzeki mazenziwe abobaba and so on and so forth, right? But you see, let's not be selective, you see. So that's why ngithi singayikhi nje phezulu because mayokha phezulu phela ukuthi uPaul uthi you must therefore answer a question ethi when he was answering lo mbuzo loyo ne, what was the fundamental question? Bokwenze njani and so on and so forth. So that when you addressed isonto noma address ama issues, you must address them, holistically. In fact, you see, when Paul was evangelizing, right? uthole ukuthi kuyenzwa prostitution esontweni, uthole ukuthi there's blasphemy and so on and so forth, and then abantu baletha different cultures. Remember, it was during the Roman, Empire. Empire at the time, right? You see, so bokunaleyo contradictions ukuthi wena umJuda and so on and so forth, wena umuntu wesifazane and so forth. But then he had to come and diffuse izinto ezithize, yabo. So makasho lokhu ne, it was no way saying ukuthi umuntu wesifazane ne is a subordinate esontweni noma mele athule enkonzweni cha. Right?
Yeah, no. Pastor Phosana is asking her, are women leaders or are they followers? Answer that after the break. Welcome back. You're still tuned to According to the Bible, and today women are in the forefront because we are talking women in leadership. Pastor, before the break, we asked the question, are women leaders or followers? In your perspective, according to you, are women leaders or followers?
Women on top. Women are leaders. You see, if you will allow me to explain the role that women have played in our country.
Yes.
You see, mama bafana no mama Ulilen Ngoy. Mama Ulilen Ngoy was the first to be elected. First woman to be elected on the National Executive Committee ANC. When bokucela amadoda nje kuphela, you can imagine, yabona. Sinabo umama Albertina Sisulu wakhona la iSoweto ne beka ines library yangithola mara beka baphusha labo baba lawo any role akayidlalile is so massive. Umama uwini Madikizela Mandela yangithola, we all know ukuthi la masishubile bokuphuma bani ngamagawuni bokuphuma yena abo baba bebakuphi bebadla phansi angithi. So you can't therefore say women are followers. There's no way, young tall, because women are the majority, right? You see, abo mama, yibaba letha progress, emphakathini, abaletha everywhere, abo mama young tall. So women are indeed leaders. Leadership.
Leadership. I'm leadership. Now, would you say, Jorge, people are focusing mainly on, but when you're looking at the Bible, would you say it's because people focus mainly on women such as Delilah, who actually brought the downfall or caused the downfall of certain men? Would you say that's the reason behind people being skeptic about women in leadership?
Equally, one can then bring, another phenomenon.
Okay.
Yamuna in the Bible, or Bana in the Bible. Okay. There's a man called David.
Yes.
He was a sinner. Right? David. Lena ola nkela munomu msadi. Aker. Are mamelamu. He used his position. Say wena. You see? Iyala piana wenempini. And the man was killed. But hey, I'm just trying to bring it that context. Okay. We can be selective if you want, right? But biblically, you see, God. Uyabona hore mudimu unkulunkulu imam. He doesn't go to the righteous. He chooses the unrighteous to show his power or to demonstrate his power. You see Paul, Paul, when he was Saul. His main existence was to kill Christians. But what happened? You can imagine if bohlangane naye sase uSaul namhlanje kusasa umbona Paul. Uthi right? Ungabaleka ngithi, right? Now, in the Bible, we have very powerful women.
Yes.
In fact, which brings me to this very powerful, outstanding woman called Deborah. If you look at the book of Judges, chapters 4 and 5, right? That woman was the bravest, at least say bravity, when the Israelites were under attack by the Canaanites, right? Yes. She was a judge. Not only a judge, but she was a prophetess. Because a prophetess is a God chosen. You don't become a prophet or a prophetess if you are not God chosen. So she came during that time. I'm propheting, I'm mahluleli, you see, and everything. And the nation was under attack. There was a commander, you see, by the name of Barak. They're under siege. Where's Aguwe? What? you see, siyahlaselwa la, uyabona? UDeborah is a commander-in-chief. What no iya mus now masoja yakupha 10,000 iya nabo. What uBarack wathi ha andizi what akiku. Na if usayi wena Deborah lena akiku. So she had to stand up and go. Guess what? And the Canaanites were defeated. So that's an outstanding, biblical story of a real powerful, And if you look at the reign, you see, for the next 40 years, the Israel nation lived peacefully, right? You see, which other king? Can say now when I was king, right? I reigned, there was peace for so long. Or if you want sustenance, Lisa,
yeah. You mentioned, Jorge, you're a social activist. Tell us a bit more about that. What is a social activist?
Well, it's all encompassing. I'm an activist. You see, I belong to a political party, right? Organization, which is a ruling party. And I'm also where I stay, you see. I look after, their programs in the needy, you see, for youth. I train them. You see, I also mentor them, in business, others, they're in rehabilitation and so on and so forth. So that's what I do, when I say I'm a social activist, you see, an activist is a person that generates activity. So I generate activity, all encompassing.
You're affiliated with a political party, no? We're not being too political now, but I just want to ask Jorge, being in that space as well, why is it that, especially in the ruling party, we have never had a woman as a president?
Well, it's a fundamental question that is haunting the African National Congress. You see, that has been in existence over a century. I think it's about time that very soon. I am hopeful that ENC will have, a woman at the helm. I think there's that agitation with akube umama yabona ngelinye ilanga uyabona, because but enye into kumele si answer is that kwa ANC, when leaders are chosen, they are not chosen on the basis of ukuthi umuntu wesifazane noma umuntu wesilisa uyabona. But when it comes to women emancipation, you see abomama they are more than 50%. If you look at a cabinet, you see it's more than 50%. If you look at Ama provinces, Nabomaspala, and so on and so forth, right? So the ANC is seized with that fundamental question, and I think at the right time, which will be very soon, I think that dream will come true. Yeah.
Just in short, do you think as a country you are ready?
We've always been ready, right? But you see, it's about what is it? Time and space.
Okay.
It's about time and space. But what is it?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe there is an event that is happening this coming Saturday. Please tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah. On Saturday, on the 4th of November, we are having a Thanksgiving at Alexandra, in Marlborough. It's Marlborough Hall, for our Archbishop, P.V. Khumalo. The event will start in the evening, around 9 until in the morning. So, you are all invited.
Are you on social media?
Na ke kontwena man wa se ke ko kana ke go WhatsApp mara ba njwetsa ba re no ba re ke na le kana ke ba re ke na le Facebook mara na ke se website wa bona a ke post a ke se mara ba re ke na le account, but yeah, I'm only on Twitter except my church. My church is on all social
media platforms.
Media platforms.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Okay. I just want to say, Mosadi, Mfazi, you have the power and the characteristics and everything it takes to be in power. Don't doubt that. And that is how we wrap up today's show. From myself, Stay blessed.